Yeah, that was a really interesting way of doing
Not,
an episode.
not bad. Eh? Mm.
That's an interesting episode. And certainly, there was a lot of
Time jumps, time
time jumps,
skip.
I guess, time skips in that episode. Like you didn't know it was very much out of sequence in the sense of like the time
Yeah,
when events were occurring.
yeah, but to Lilia, it would have been in sequence.
So it's kind of an interesting way to film this episode because of her trial
Yeah,
being so different, um, being based on time, that she experiences time differently
yeah,
to the others. So that's how the episode.
yeah.
Yes.
I actually like this concept. It was fun.
So yeah, a really interesting concept. And I haven't done that in any of the previous episodes. So I think it's quite interesting
Yeah,
as part of her trial. Yeah.
yep. So she kind of knew everything that she told uh, the other girl,
Mm.
like what was happening. Like, it's
Yeah.
a tarot trial.
Mm.
And what? Son of the Scarlet Witch? What?
Because
That
she
was
can't
stupid.
remember things when they fall out of sequence. And so she, tells everything to Jen, which is kind of useful that, Jen came along to basically remind her.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
So it was her trial all along.
Yeah, it was her trial. I actually thought it would be either Teen's trial, or it would go back to Agatha again. But it really seems like, um, yeah,
Yeah. But I guess it kind of makes sense that it wasn't Teen because he's not actually a witch.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't actually think that Teen will have a trial. I think he will come out the other end without a trial and probably triumphant.
Mm,
Better off than when he went in.
yeah.
Probably regaining his identity.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, he was really going there just to find Tommy.
Mm,
He wasn't interested in, you know, getting his powers. And, he didn't have the same goals as the other witches who were there to reclaim their power.
yeah. And he
Um,
didn't know about his powers until it was like released like that as well.
he didn't really have control over it because he didn't really sort of understand what he could do.
Mm,
Um, he had no knowledge of that before. He only knew that he could like read minds.
yeah. And we also get the reveal of Rio in the end as well.
That's right. So we finally get that confirmation that she really is Lady
Death.
Death, that she really is dead.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
It was one of the rumors before. Like, is she
And
actually death? Because when they were doing the other reading, it was like they were with death.
Yeah, she may be the true villain
Mm.
heading into the finale.
Yeah.
Yep, and they also said that she was the original Green Witch. So the face Green Witch.
mm, like it wasn't really meant to be Mrs. Hart.
Yeah.
No, at
Oh.
the end, we didn't actually see her die. We didn't see her dead. So is she really dead?
Well, she was falling, but I'm wondering if she's falling in the sense of going back into like a time gap of where she was supposed to be.
Yeah, possibly because that's how the episode ended. Like she went back to that beginning section.
Essentially to the beginning, which is when she first sits down.
Yeah, as,
And
as a
then
child.
as a
So
child.
so if it is like time is relative for her, she could essentially be alive yet they say dead.
Yeah. She essentially goes back full circle. So in a way, it's true with that, the fact that they're sitting at a round table and the time winds back.
Yep. And it's also kind of interesting because the first thing we see with the episode after like all the preview or like what happened was actually Lilia falling.
That's right, Lily falling. And we now see her go back to the beginning of her journey and her training in tarot when she sits down with her teacher.
Yep. And a really interesting concept of time.
Hmm.
But I guess that's how the MCU likes to see time in a way, I guess.
That's right.
Like they said with the TVA, like time is happening all at once.
That's right. Because of, having that issue with the sacred timeline as well.
Yeah.
The way time flows is very different.
And it happens all at once, so they could just go into a timeline to do whatever.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting concept.
And I think it's so interesting that the fact that they released this episode at the same time as Wicked is sort of coming out.
Oh, they're coming out, yeah.
The movie, because you can see all the references here from Wicked, from the
Yeah,
Wizard of Oz, which is what it was based on.
Yeah, we get the Wizard of Oz, the Green Witch, we
all
get
of-
Maleficent.
Yeah, we've got
Wizard
it
of Oz.
there. We've got Lilia being dressed as Glinda.
Wizard
Yeah.
of Oz.
She's playing Glinda, who is the good witch in this episode. So
Yep. And the dresses were like really, really on point.
Interesting scene.
all the costumes were on point. Really great costumes
Mm.
this episode.
Mm.
So yeah, we've got Easter eggs, I'm sure.
Probably a lot.
There should be plenty.
Linda.
Yeah.
Yep.
The good witch.
Oh, and it does seem like Wicked has been pushed back for Australia.
I
Oh,
saw
it's
that.
November 21st, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 21st of November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not what they said.
It
Gonna
was
be in
originally
post.
kind of come out, I thought, next week. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it was pushed back. But I think this episode was meant to coincide with that sort of that, with his coming out the week after sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was meant to align with that, actually. Yeah, in terms of timing.
Yeah.
Like the costume is really very good, like really on point.
Yep. And Wicked is 2 parts as well.
Glinda.
Anyways, yep, let's get to the Easter eggs.
Yeah, so Glinda, Lilia,
Yeah, Lilia dressed as Glinda.
Good Witch of the South, Wizard of Oz.
The images from both the original and from Wicked.
Wizard of Oz.
Really on point.
So is Wanda alive? Perhaps.
Maybe. So she refuses to confirm.
Yeah, because we don't see her dead. We don't really see her body.
And she probably doesn't really know for sure. Because just because she saw that body doesn't mean that she's totally gone. We never know.
Yeah, because that was also one of her visions.
So Wicked.
Wicked.
She's based on me.
Yes.
Yeah, that was kind of funny how she said it. She saw it.
Yeah.
She's based on me.
So interestingly, actress Cynthia Erivo plays Elphaba in the upcoming Wicked movie.
Yeah.
Lily Maximoff is Maleficent.
Yeah.
Yep, Maleficent.
Maleficent. Very, very, fitting costume for him as well.
Yeah. The horn's not as long though.
Yeah, the horns are not as long. But yeah, how he was saying that the cheekbones fit because he does have the high cheekbones to pull off Maleficent.
Yeah. Yeah, the Maleficent movie I thought was actually quite interesting because it changed like the idea of who she actually was.
Yeah, it was actually quite a good one. Like if they were gonna adapt like a Sleeping Beauty live action, I think that's how Disney should actually do live actions adaptations to make
Yeah,
it a
like
little bit
change
different.
the story so it's
Change
not
the story a little
always.
bit, or show a different perspective. Like in this one,
Yeah,
the focus
exactly.
is on Maleficent and rather than Sleeping Beauty, so that you make enough of a difference that it's worth doing a live action, which is not just a straight carbon copy of the cartoon.
Yep. Unlike Lion King, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the
Because
Beast.
because then it doesn't really add anything, and then people will just complain, "Oh, it's not as good as the original." But if
Yeah,
you're
I
put a
didn't like
twist,
those movies at all.
yeah, if you're gonna put a twist on it, then I think then it's worth doing, like Maleficent.
Or Mufasa,
Hmm.
which is coming.
Yeah, I think that's how it should be done.
Yeah, like change the story or like create a whole new story based off the
That
original. Like it's straight
like
off
flesh out,
copy.
yeah, flesh out a character a bit
Jennifer.
more, or
Yeah.
show a different perspective.
Yeah.
Jennifer Hale. Okay, show
Snow White.
what heck? Oh,
So
Snow
that's from
Snow
Snow
White
White.
heck.
From Snow White,
Yeah.
yeah.
Snow White heck.
And
Yes,
she's
Snow White.
featured in the credits as well.
Mm.
Remember that the Snow White hag is featured in the end credits.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Snow White, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a reference to that,
Yep.
from the animation.
Dory.
Dory, just because
Memory
she
loss.
has she can't always remember.
Oh yeah, Finding Dory. It's like Dory disease.
Dory.
That's
Or,
so
or
funny
Finding Dory disease.
because she doesn't remember things in sequence because time is
I remember, yeah.
Or for Dory, just forgets after a few seconds.
Yeah, that's
Like
so
just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Magician Tarot.
the magician. Interesting.
Yep, which was kind of correct, but when Lilia did the first reading, she read the wrong person. It wasn't about
She
teen at
was
all.
Yeah. She wasn't being asked to read for him. She was
Yeah.
supposed to read for herself.
Oh, so there may be a reunion.
Oh, yeah, because of the reunion card.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But the reading that she did give him, I'm sure will be accurate for him.
But
Yeah.
the reunion could mean different things. It could mean Scarlet Witch or Vision.
Yeah, it could be. We don't know.
I'm still
But
hoping it's Tommy because I'm really looking forward to seeing him reappear in this series.
yep.
Earth comes for us all. Where's our original coven?
So they knew that the death was coming.
Yeah, because the plague was coming, and I think that the reason why she sort of was distancing herself from her gift is like
She
because
kept seeing death.
she kept seeing death, and also because she felt like she couldn't, didn't have the power to do anything about it. So it became frustrating for her.
And then Rio is Lady Death.
Mm.
Lady Death.
Yep. The original Green Witch.
The original Green Witch.
Mm.
So we shall see how powerful she is.
I think she'll come back. Of course she'll come back. She won't.
Final
She won't
2 episodes.
definitely come back in the next 2 episodes, I think.
If she's Lady Death, would she be with Deadpool? Because in the comics, like Lady Death and Deadpool kind of had a thing.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Time in the Bottle. The end credit song. It was also used during Quicksilver's, if you remember that
Mm.
scene where he
Days
was
of Future Past. Oh
he
yeah,
was
zipping around
slow-mo, yeah.
Mm.
the kitchen or whatnot.
Lilia's flashbacks. Everything has led to this episode. Ooh, wow, look at that list.
Yeah, so now we kind of know why she said those random things and those
Mm.
at the point in time.
Mm.
Like we didn't really know why she was saying it. Like that was
Mm.
really like off.
Yeah.
And now they spin it back on this episode.
Mm.
Yeah, so now if you put it in order, it all makes sense.
Wispy her cookie.
Wispy your cookie, Alice, don't try to save Agatha. I hated this the first time. Get off me, you know we really hated each other in the beginning, but now I love you guys.
Yeah, when her mouth was all puffy. That was a funny one.
Mm.
What? Wow, they all represent something.
Mm.
The cards.
Queen of Cups.
Yes, so you got Queen of Cups, Lilia herself,
Mhm.
Three of
Yeah.
Pentacles, the entire coven, Knight of Wands, Alice, and her recent death. Path
Mm.
behind.
Mm.
High Priestess, Jennifer is the path ahead.
Because that will be the next trial will be Jennifer, I think.
Three of Swords, Agatha holding Billy as the obstacles. Heartbreak, sorrow, grief. Tower reverse. Miraculous transformation. Lady Death herself.
Mm.
Yep. Death.
Mm.
Yeah.
So are the seven dead?
Are the seven dead?
Probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Salem
The
Seven.
Salem
Yes.
Seven, yeah.
Yes, they would be dead. Yeah.
So Lilia practically saved them.
Yes. I mean, she closed those doors to trap the Salem Seven so that
Yep.
they would be killed, so that they would stop trying to chase after them.
Were they impaled
They were
on
impaled by the
the
swords.
swords on the ceiling?
Yep. So
Yeah.
they probably can't recover from that then.
I mean, they're magical swords too, so it's not like a normal sword.
Yep. Right.
Mm.
That was actually a really quick episode. That was only like less than
It
30
was.
minutes.
Yeah, half an
A
hour.
lot happened in this episode.
Yeah, a lot's happened, all out of sequence in a way, but also in sequence.
Yeah, it was very fast paced, and there was a lot of things happening at once. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think someone on YouTube will like try to make it in sequence.
Mm.
Oh,
But then it also wouldn't make sense for the episode then because this was based off Lilia's experience. So what we saw is actually in order for her.
Yes, that's what it looks like for her. So the way that the episode is filmed is completely from the
Her
way that she would
perspective. Yeah.
experience from her perspective. Which is fitting because this really is her trial.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to film it that way.
Mm.
That way the viewer gets to experience it as she experiences it.
Yep. Yeah, and it was disjointed, just like her.
That's
She
how
she didn't know what was
her
going on, and we too didn't know what was going on until the end.
so that we know what it's like to experience things out of sequence as well.
Yep.
Mm.
Shall we get to our scores or?
Yeah, I like that this episode. I would give it like 7.5, I think, for me. I enjoyed this episode.
Wow.
It's unique in the way it's executed and just really fitting for Lilia. And obviously I'm glad that she and Jen came back, that they weren't really dead. I sort of suspected that they might come back that they weren't really dead because they only just fell through the swamp.
Yeah.
We didn't
Yep.
actually see them die.
Yeah,
So
Yep.
yeah.
And we were wondering also about Rio because Rio didn't appear in that swamp. She
and then
didn't
Rio
get-
disappeared for a while, so and
And
hasn't appeared yet. So yeah,
Yep. But she appeared in this one, and now we know who she is.
that's right. So yeah, so we've now got that confirmation as well of Rio's true identity. So that's
Yep.
really and yeah, I really enjoyed it and seeing what Lilia's background was as well. Yeah, so I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this episode.
Mm.
Yeah.
Jeff,
Yeah.
Bill,
Yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I give it around 7.5 as well. Yeah. Thought it's quite interesting, and they had the Wizard of Oz and all that. That was quite good. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of those other movies and musicals as well. Yeah. So yeah, I'll give it 7.5. Yeah. Mm.
Bill.
Yeah, I'll probably give it a 7. Um, um, a lot of it was a little bit predictable. More of the theme of um, the Wizard of Oz and being the Wicked Witch and a lot of the other characters of Wizard of Oz. They could have changed it from the original to suit it, but I did like the way that um, the trial actually went. How the trial was going bad, and then it decided to go well because uh, what's the name? The fortune
Uh,
teller, which
Lilia.
yeah, how she was like going back in time and all these things that she was experiencing and remembering and yeah, everything, all the things that were happening. That was quite interesting. And then I pretty much knew that the other two um, girls that sank in the swamp uh, that they wouldn't have died because we can only have one person die per episode. And there was no confirmation that they had actually died. So yeah, they like just magically woke up in this cave thing that they were in. And then the trial was yeah good, and finally the seven have been taken care of. Shish kebabbed on the ceiling, and yeah, yeah, but yeah, finding out uh, who who death truly is. Yeah, that was most interesting. So I'll probably change from 7 to 7.5. Yeah, I'll go with Steph and Jeff on that 7.5. Yeah,
I think we're all around the same, yeah. 7.5. I think for me, about the same, 7.5. So it's a Lilia centric episode, this one. Kind of
yeah,
emotional, and but also loopy. It's got obviously non-linear style of storytelling, which can be a little bit confusing sometimes, but it's kind of fun to piece everything together. The other, I also enjoyed the references to Wizard of Oz, to Wicked, to Maleficent, so those are always fun. And yeah, and I think you guys already pointed out the review about Rio as Death. That's exciting, and I think we're all looking forward to seeing what she can really do in the last two episodes. So I'll give it all a 7.5.
Solid. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this episode. Like the filmography of it was, in my opinion, probably one of the best ideas. Like it's not a original idea. There are other films and stories which go off like a time jump here and there. But this one was actually more unique since it was based off Lilia's perspective. So we kind of see it in her order. So yeah, it's a really interesting one. We kind of see the vision of her death right at the beginning. And then at the end of it, it's back to her talking to the leader of
Her own coven.
her own coven. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so it like flipped it around. So yeah, it's like she's dead, but yet not dead. And yeah, at the beginning as well, they were asking about the Scarlet Witch. Is she actually dead? Is she not dead? Yes, no, we don't know. So it's like going off like the fans, like we don't really know what's going on. And even Lilia through the memories, like with the time jumps, we were thinking just like her, like we did not know what was going on. Like Son of the Scarlet Witch. When did she actually ever say that? When that is, you told me that. That was like hilarious. Like this was which she gets told what she should know and already said, but hadn't said yes. But to the other people, they had seen and heard her already say that. So, wow, this was a cool episode. No, I think I'd give this episode like an 8. I definitely enjoyed it.
All right, so an
We'll see
8,
what
huh?
IGN says.
So let's see.
Episode, yeah.
Oh, are you kidding? So John gave it a higher score than
Yeah.
all of us.
That's right, and also
That's
agreeing with IGN as well.
for first
Wow.
time ever.
Jonathan
First time ever.
Fortunate, timey-wimey episode
That's crazy, yeah.
that
Yeah,
also includes a big review about another character.
Death.
Death.
Unless this is saying another character which we haven't thought of. What does the review say?
No,
That's a good one.
it is Death, yeah. It's Death.
There's Death. Okay.
True identity, Rio's true identity.
Nice one, yeah.
Interestingly, it was already spoiled a few weeks ago because of the action figure. Action figure.
Yeah, I don't
actually
understand why they
There
would.
was an action figure.
No, action figure, sorry, a Funko. The Funko revealing it's
You know those pop
got
art.
Death underneath in the caption.
Oh, from a pop.
They shouldn't have
From a
done that.
pop,
They shouldn't have
yeah.
released it so early.
So
Yeah,
sometimes,
sometimes the reveals are like that, unfortunately. Like
Yeah.
the toy manufacturers make mistakes and then they release it early.
They need to coordinate that a little better, I think, because then you're inadvertently creating spoilers. If you release a toy and it says there on the toy, you know, like who she is, when it hasn't been revealed in the actual show. Yeah. So I think they need to be a bit more careful when it comes to like releasing action figurines.
But still, it's
Yeah,
kind of
but
cool that we get
yeah,
Lady Death in the show now.
so did Disney release that pop or not, or uh, uh, third uh, a third company?
It may not be manufactured by Disney, but they would have to get
Yeah,
a license, wouldn't
Yeah,
they?
it would be under
yeah,
Pop.
they'd
Yeah,
have to
the Pop
license it.
vinyl
Yeah,
brand.
It's a license.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
But Pop vinyls have like so many anyway. Like they have everything. No matter what sort of range they have it.
they have all sorts. Yeah.
Yeah, they even have BTS pops. Come on.
Yeah. They've got K-pop ones.
Yep. And Blackpink.
Mm.
They say both Marvel and DC. Gaming ones,
Yeah.
Simpsons ones, everything.
Mm.
Anything that they could get their hands on.
I mean, it's good if you're a collector and you love that. And you know.
Yeah.
I think I remember getting Alita, Battle Angel.
Yeah, I got a few of those as well.
Yeah.
But considering there's like several hundred over pops, like no one could ever collect them all. And some of
Oh
them are
yeah.
limited editions, so
A lot of limited editions.
cannot so you cannot get them after the range ends. Some of them are like convention limited edition ones as well, like Comic Cons.
Yeah.
So you can't get them after that either. There's it's practically impossible to collect every single pop vinyl.
Mhm.
If someone does, I'd be impressed.
Yeah. Maybe they work for Funko.
Probably.